And welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. It's your weekly boys.
Yeah!
And we're also on YouTube. First episode on YouTube, just you and me.
Hey.
How sexual is it going on right now? You and I have had a boner since we walked in.
Oh my God.
First of all, we need to talk about how are we gonna sit. So I've noticed the guys sit like this a lot.
So got to get the gangster lean on it.
Yeah. So
that's what that is. That's one, you don't crush your nuts.
This one.
2,
Okay.
you can fart, lift a cheek. You're already there. You've accomplished 2 steps right out of the get go just by sitting like this. I'd never noticed. But here's the catch. I go like this.
Oh. You do give like
I think it's better this way.
You do give like a different sexual vibe.
I do.
Yeah. Then if I do this, then I'll just kick the fucking machine and then we're fucked. So we're on YouTube, dude. That's kind of crazy. We've been talking about it forever.
I feel like we've talked about it before this ever even came out, right?
I feel like it's been the plan even before we started.
Right.
It's been like, hey, you know what? Then we'll get a camera and we'll do this and we'll do that. And now we're making it a reality. And now people can see us. But then again, I feel like we're so behind. Like it's happening fast for us.
Right.
But we're
behind.
We're behind a little bit. But hey, we come in.
We worked up to it.
God, dude. We worked this load. Now it's coming all over you guys.
Could you imagine how uncomfortable this would have been when we first started if we had always done that? Like,
imagining we were like, hey, we're just gonna let's spend all this money for doing something we just don't know anything about.
Stare into space like somebody's all, could you explain quantum physics to me? I'm like,
due to the ignorance of our host. First question for you is, obviously you've heard our boy Joe Rogan. You guys should listen to him. He needs the downloads. He just moved to Spotify. Am I right?
Game changer.
So, okay, but this is my question. Because of what I've read, he's going because of the limitations that YouTube was putting on to him.
Correct.
And so he does this right as we start YouTube.
Right? Right? As soon as we get into the game, he's like, nah.
Like, that's not how you do it, guys. No. I spent 11 years doing it that way. That's not how you do it.
That place? No good. No good. You need to be over here.
So
but we're on Spotify. You can get our podcast on Spotify. So they said by the end of the year, video will be available. Is that where we're going?
I mean, I haven't looked into it, but if that's the case, you know what? It might be a game changer for us because instead of just talking about music, we can actually look it up and we can actually,
The question I have is, how pissed off would you be if you put this badass podcast out and then YouTube's all, no, and pull it?
See, that's the thing. Yeah. And
now, I don't believe that we get enough downloads to throw a red flag, right?
Yeah.
To get ourselves censored, but you never know.
Yeah.
There might be some Cheeto fucking fingered asshole and a fucking
that just pulled us off. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. But no, I know what you're saying because it's so I mean, I see the limitations that they put on them, and even listening to The Fighter and the Kid with Brian and Brandon, they were talking about, if you can get demonetized by swearing in the first 5-10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So we've fucked that up already.
It's gone.
But there's another thing that he mentioned, Chin, actually, their producer, mentioned, which it happened to me on the last video that we did for the fights. You upload a video to YouTube and he asks you, is this good for kids?
I really asked you that?
Yeah. So now it's a new thing. So it's like, is this good for kids? And you say no. But besides that, then you still have to put up with what YouTube wants to do with your material, which that's what's
right.
That's what gets green. You know what I mean?
You're the mastermind of uploading all this stuff. I have no idea. But for it to ask me, is this okay for kids? And then you say no. Do you think it gets red flagged immediately? And that's the kind of shit that they look at?
I don't necessarily think it gets red flag, but it just puts you, I'm guessing it puts you in, because the whole thing, and it's just like uploading your track to SoundCloud. They have to review it.
Right.
So,
but do you think some guy sits in an office?
No,
and listens to all
not
those?
really though. But imagine that shit. No, because it's fast as fuck though.
Right.
So I highly doubt it. But maybe it's fucking, maybe it's fucking Ex Machina over there. Fucking.
There could be like a computer.
Yeah.
And it picks up those words.
Yeah. Like it says raping kids. I'm like, up, stops it, puts you right at the fucking spot, and then you're like,
a couple of times that we've had a couple of guests that dropped the N bomb on you. I wonder if that one goes through. Like, nope. And you said the S word.
That's right. Yeah, but I am a spick, so.
So I always think about this. I'm like, because we all know this is out forever. Mm-hmm. This goes out there, and eventually somebody can research and find our episodes.
Oh, this is if we become famous, this is gonna come back and hunt us at one point.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Wait till my kids are early enough to start listening to this shit.
Your kids don't know internet, right?
Nothing.
It's just to see their teachers' faces.
We don't let our kids have any phones. Mm-hmm. The kids don't have any phones. I will hold that back as long as I possibly can. When my kids leave the house, I'm going to track their ass.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the only reason they'll get a damn phone. But then I think, well, what happens when they start
get like a chip, like a fucking pet? Oh, what was that? Oh, nothing. And then he's like,
I have this bump in the back of my neck. Of
and then he's like, oh yeah, they're safe. They're safe. But
why is your heart rate going up? What are you doing right now?
Hey, honey, what are you doing in Magna? It's like, what? Yeah, I can see you, but I don't know, dude. It's just, but if Spotify is here to change the game, then for who we are so far, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal for us. But how many times we've said something and we want to hear a song,
right,
and we can't.
Yeah.
And if we get to where we want to be, we want to have somebody that is going to be behind the lens trying to help us out and put in the videos that we're talking about. Just like, it's just every podcast that you can see on YouTube, that's like the big boy way to do it. You know what I mean? You have someone else that is behind the camera and it puts the videos and songs or whatever. So if that's not going to be a big deal, then, I'm in. But another thing that I was thinking about is like, how can YouTube say to a podcast, for example, like Joe Rogan, how can YouTube says, well, you can't play somebody else's videos? Because in my head, when I'm listening to the podcast and they talk about, dude,
it turns you on to it, right?
Yeah. He's like, check out this lion eating this girl's face. And I'm like,
gotta find that.
Now I gotta find it. So it eventually makes more views to whoever made the video. Yeah. And eventually it will probably mean money if it gets to, 100,000,
How often do you hear a podcast and they're like, hey, is this going to get us pulled off YouTube?
Yeah.
Every podcast
nowadays is like a thing.
Right? It's a drinking game, right? Mm-hmm. It's like for us and clearing our throat, right?
Yeah. So either not, dude, now they can see us doing that. Either that or also saying kind of like, oh yeah, that's a good song, and they're like, and someone says, well, we can't play it.
Right.
And they're like, oh, okay. But my question is, how is it going to be for small? I mean, is this going to be open for small?
You would think so. You think it wouldn't be open just for like big names. You would think that Spotify is becoming the next YouTube.
Yeah.
But a little bit freer, per se, right?
Yeah.
So I would think that this would be open. The floodgates will open, and we get rid of this. YouTube used to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where you wouldn't get censored, but now it's so corporate, and I mean, there's politics involved in it. Let's be real. I wouldn't say what political party owns it, but I think we all know, right?
Yeah.
So it's a game changer. Do you hear how much money it was?
And I think you know. Did you hear the last Fighter and a Kid?
They said that everybody thinks
Things.
that it's 100 million, but they're way off.
Yeah.
God damn.
Imagine that, dude. God. And it's just like Shop says, how cool it is that he, just like how Howard Stern did it, you know, and then they said, well, you can make more money or you know, you can go into satellite radio or whatever, but they have to pay, and yet Rogan did it and it's still for free.
Right.
So, you're talking about, I mean, there was...
How long is he? He was one of the OG of podcasts.
I think it was him, Tom Green, for what I've heard.
Yeah.
And I've heard, what's this other comedian that I keep hearing about? One with glasses. He's kind of anyway. But yeah, those three. And hopefully it's huge for us, dude.
Right.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited.
Also, we have a couple of correct me if I'm wrongs.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Dude, I love those.
I feel like I should.
Love those.
I feel like we should change the name to it, like something that we've come out with here, like the JSYK, because you can do hashtag JSYK instead of JS. Correct me if I'm like the long one, you know.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The Wendover Airport is still, it is the only airport.
That's not true.
There's only
Because
one.
I gotta correct me if I'm wrong.
Really?
So the one I was talking about, there's an actual abandoned airport that was from back in the day.
Huh.
Shout out to Hob, let me know about that.
Oh, nice.
So this is the second airport, is the one you're talking about.
Okay.
I think that one was military.
Yeah.
And the one that we were on was a private airfield where people could fly out private planes and whatnot.
So. The pull up the hill is called the Gravity Hill, and it's next to the state capitol.
Yes. Yeah, I got that one too.
The barracks is what these little houses that I was talking about that they look abandoned. That's where the soldiers used to live.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they're like they look trash as fuck.
Yeah.
But so that's where the ghosts are or whatever. And also
soldier fucking in those things, huh?
Oh yeah.
If these walls could talk.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Well.
And also mausoleums. This is the
mausoleums.
Mausoleums. This is the kind of
graves
we're talking about, which is like kind of they make a village. So I was talking to my little, I don't know why I call it little. I was talking to my roomie, and
my little roomie,
which is like their kid.
Sounds like the little kid's up. No, they're mausoleums, just so you know. My little roomie sounds like a fucking sitcom.
Sounds like a fucking like a copy of fucking My Little Pony. But it's they remember how you said, so do they bury them under the ground because they're at sea level?
Okay, yeah.
They still do. Right. So they still do. They put them on the ground, they bury them, and then they make like a little mausoleum.
That's not true.
In Mexico?
Oh, in Mexico.
So I'm talking about
in New Orleans.
Okay.
They were like doors where the body was at, and then there was another one, and there was a plaque.
Yeah.
And they were all above ground. So, but I'm sure there's different parts of Mexico that are not at sea level, right?
Yeah. But I asked her, and I said, so we're at sea level, and she's like, yeah.
Right.
And I said, so what about our dads? What do we do with our dads?
Our dads?
Our dads.
Oh, dads.
Are killed.
Your dads.
Our
what
dads.
do we do with our dads?
How do we do with our dads? No, and she was like, no, they still on the ground, but just, they just build that shit on top of it. All so right. There it is. Speaking of, it's gonna sound shitty. Speaking of dead people.
Oh, dude. You know what? I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerry Sloan, man.
Yeah, it's Jerry Slogan, a fucking legend.
When you think of Utah Jazz,
yeah.
Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jerry Sloan.
Yep. And Hornacek.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wasn't there for...
What? But...
Remember when he would go up to the foul line, he's like,
oh, he's saying hi to his kids. Like, Nobody gives a fuck. Just make the fucking shot.
I believe he was using the sweat off of his face.
That's what I was thinking.
On the ball.
That's what I was thinking.
And maybe he was. Maybe there was like a...
Then again, I was 13, so they're like, what the fuck do you know?
Remember the big word was, what's Karl Malone saying every time he takes a foul shot?
Oh, yeah.
Did we ever figure it out? We should look into that. Hey, correct us if we're wrong.
So, yeah, he's all...
Yeah.
God damn it, I missed.
Yeah. But no, Jerry, what was he, 76 or something like that?
78.
78?
Yeah. Did you know that he played for the Bulls?
Yeah, he was the Bull. That was his nickname.
The Bull. The original Bull.
Yeah, the original Bull.
And his jersey was the first one that the Bulls
With
retired.
the Raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an OG, man. Big, tall dude and meaner than fucking piss ants, dude. Remember how many times he would get ejected?
Yeah.
In games, and it was just always like, that's a passionate motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right
See,
there, man.
to me, I mean, even when I came here, before he retired, I used to watch it on TV, and I'm like, oh, that's that same fucking coach from when I was watching the games back home. And then he retired, and then by the time I got to go to the place, he was gone. So I'm like,
I saw a post today on Facebook from Darren Williams. Remember Darren Williams? Known fact, Jerry Sloan was like, fuck this, because of Darren Williams. And there was a big, that's kind of why he left. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Darren Williams is like, well, I'm not playing. And he was basically our star player at the time. But he kind of said, I'm done with this. They got in a big pissing match. And he said, peace out, because of the confrontation that those two had. And he wrote a post about it. It was kind of nice that, even though we had our differences, it was it was great to play for such a great coach or whatever. But people only had good shit to say about him. So I think we're very fortunate to have Jerry Sloan here, and he'll always be a part of the Utah Jazz history.
Yeah, he'll always be a Utah legend. Speaking of basketball, did you
remember Frank Layden before?
As a coach?
Yeah.
No, that's
coach
that's before me.
Jerry Sloan. Big fat guy with glasses. He was always at the Jazz games.
Well,
if I showed you a picture of him, you would know.
The guy that took over him, he's kind of a heavy set too, isn't he?
Not Quinn Snyder, the guy that's the coach now. No, he's not. He's a wiry fucking.
So how many? Okay, well now, enlighten me. How many since Jerry retired? Has there been one or two?
There's been two.
Okay.
There was Tyrone Corbin.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
The blackest guy. The black guy in blackface, right?
Yeah.
And then Quinn Snyder's the coach now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he white?
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's white.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
He was like a European League fucking OG.
Oh.
Yeah, he was pretty big in the European leagues. Comes over here. I think he's great.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know. Did you watch The Last Dance?
I haven't finished it yet.
So on the last,
but I have started. I'm 3 episodes in.
So,
I've been busy.
Okay.
All this time off that everybody else got, I didn't get this time off, dude. I've been working my dick off.
So on the last,
look at me like I'm like, well.
No, I thought you were gonna say I have one more to go. You're like, I got 3 in. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, wait, has Michael Jordan been born yet?
Who?
He's like, don't tell me anything. Yeah, don't tell me who it's about. So on the last, I don't know if it's the one before last or the last one. There's a lot of Utah images there when they were playing Utah Jazz, and Jerry Sloan was there. So there's a score that it was, the Bulls were like 100 and something, and the Jazz was like 74, like 84 or some shit like that. Like they beat the shit out of them.
Right.
And at the press conference, you see Jerry Sloan sat down, and then he's reading the papers. He goes, "Wait, that's the score."
We didn't even know the score?
No, he did, but he's just making fun of himself because he knows they're gonna fucking grill him right there. And he's like, "Wait, that's the score? Is this halftime? Is this how he ends?"
Oh,
like, dude, it was bad, but it was pretty cool.
You know what? That last series they have, Jazz ran it. I mean, we would do a game 6. Obviously, they didn't win, but Javs were tough. That was a tough team back in the day, dude.
Dude, next time I get a fucking millennial telling me that the best fucking player is LeBron, I'm gonna shit on their mouths.
LeBron's never got Defensive Player of the Year. Ever.
Yeah.
To play the game, you have to not only be great offensive, but you got to be a great defensive player. Michael Jordan got Defensive Player of the Year.
What? I mean, fuck, what didn't he get? He got everything.
He got everything.
He got everything.
He's the great. He is the GOAT.
And then they show him.
And so is George St. Pierre. Dre, give me that shit. Fucking Conor McGregor, motherfucker. Anyway.
Dude, I ended up. Last Saturday, I ended up watching the fights at Brian's house.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
This was well. Here's the thing. I went to a barbecue, and I said, "By the way, there's fights tonight." And he goes, "Okay."
He's like, "Well, whatever."
Exactly. That's what. He's like, "Is Hulk Hogan in it?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't think so." He goes, "Oh, I don't care." But
no, I bet he said, "Is Brock Lesnar fighting?" I know he said that, didn't he?
But so he's like, it's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Well, what do I have to do? Do I have to pay for it?" And I didn't know. So I texted Dre because I saw that he was so his fucking Instagram with the beer and the fights in the back, and I'm like, "You have to pay for these?" And he goes, "No, they're free."
Right.
And so I told him, I said, "I guess they're free." And so they put it on his fucking big ass projector, and so we get there and we're watching this, and everybody's talking, and you're like, "Well."
What do you mean? Like everybody in the room was talking?
Yeah. So I couldn't hear. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, but then I look at Brian. I'm like, okay, Brian, I mean, it's your house. You're drunk. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck am I?
Well, that's the thing about the fights.
Just kidding, B.
That's not your forte.
Yeah.
That's not your deal. Then, I mean, it's hard to sit and watch a full fight, especially if they're going back and forth or if they're on the ground or if you're not way into it. Sometimes it can be kind of boring. If there's not a fake ass storyline, some guy is fucking his mother and they come back from the dead and, and somebody beats somebody up in a limo or whatever and they get catch scratch fever or whatever the fuck they're getting to this point. It's kind of hard to follow, I guess, right?
Dude, how about this? Mother Nature needs to get her shit together.
Next week, buddy.
She's getting into my fucking warm days. We're almost at the end of May.
Yeah, but
no, we're all
It's still spring. We're still springtime. It's not summertime yet.
Was it windy when you got here?
It was the windiest when I got here.
Dude, I went
but it was a nice day earlier today.
Here's my problem. My hoodie at work broke, like the zipper broke, right? So I'm like, okay, so I washed it, and in my head I'm like, I want to wash it for the last time, and then I'm just gonna keep it in the truck just in case it gets a little chilly.
And then never wash it again?
No. I said just in case it gets a little chilly. So it gets not chilly, but fucking cold.
Yeah, it did get a little cold.
Meanwhile, I'm putting this thing on, and I'm just like, and it's got that like tennis ball color, like the reflections and shit. Yeah. I look like I look like Dick Tracy on the fucking Wind. I look like Marilyn Monroe's skirt. I'm all but I'm trying to fucking and I'm walking around and I'm doing this thing when I'm like covering, like trying to keep it together and trying to run my machine, and then I turn around and the wind catches it and just opens the whole thing, and I'm like, fuck. Next day I take it off. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna need it again, but I'm gonna keep it around.
Oh, so you kept it in the truck then?
Yeah. Right. And it gets Monday and Tuesday. It was the windiest. Right. We were at daybreak, and it's dust everywhere.
It's pretty dusty out that way, huh?
In your food, in your drink, in my coffee.
A little bit of seasoning there for you there, buddy.
Dude, it was so bad. And then this guy pulls over, and he sees me, and I got like my hoodie, and then I got my jacket. I mean, it was cold.
Was this your inspector that always?
No. This is a guy that. Dude, by the way, that guy started talking to me again.
He started talking.
Yeah,
to
he
you
started
again?
talking to me.
Oh, okay.
I think. Well, did I tell you what happened to him? Or what happened? Did I tell you what happened in between us? So one day he came back and we were working with some guys. We were prepping for some concrete guys, but they weren't the guys that we deal with. Right. So the company that we deal with, they get so busy that they leave and then they hire someone else to do the job. Okay. So because we don't know them and because we don't work there every day, they have to be like, hey, how many inches, how deep, whatever, So we tell them, oh, this, that.
6.5.
So we prep this thing and the loader comes and brings me material. I'm like, okay, so I spread it out and I leave it all nice and neat. Then we start on the next hole. This is approaches or ramps for the ADA, whatever it's called. Yeah. So meanwhile, the inspector comes and he sees it and he goes, hey, you're not putting road base here? And I know what he's trying to say. Right. He's trying to say, I don't like this. Take it out.
Take it out. Get rid of that shit.
Exactly.
Right?
But meanwhile, just like I said last week, it's not as easy because I have the compactor and the Traco. So every time I switch shit, I have to be switching hoses. I have to be doing all this thing. It's not just drop and pick up.
Beating it with the fucking monkey wrench, right?
Begin with the Mexican wrench. The Mexican tool. And so and so he sees and goes, hey, so no road base here? And need I remind you, it was 2:00 in the afternoon, and we haven't eaten because we're trying to get this done so they can pour at 2:30. Right. So I'm already starving.
Right.
And so he goes, I'm gonna put road base here, and I said, look, I dug the hole, I compacted it, and then the loader brought me that material, and then I figured it was road base, so I just fucking clean it, and we got it all nice and neat. I move on to the next one. And the loader brings me a nice load of road base. Okay. So then he goes, where'd you get this one? Oh. I am so hungry and so fucking pissed because I know that he's going to make me do everything again.
Right.
I went off.
You yelled at him?
Yeah. No, I didn't yell at him. I raised my voice. This is exactly what I said. I said, hey, I'm not in the fucking loader. I don't know what he's bringing. I see that hole. I see the fucking material and I work it. Then I come to the next one. I'm not in the loader. I don't know where he's getting it from. And he looks at me and didn't say anything. He talks to the other guys. He walks by me. He looks at me and he goes, hey, don't pour this until you put good material in it. And don't pour it until I see it. And then he took off. And ever since that, so he went and told my boss, he's like, hey, what's wrong with this fucking asshole?
What's wrong with this Mexican over here fucking raising his voice at this white guy over here? Who does he think he is over here?
What's wrong with this crescent wrench? But so what brought me to that, I was saying about an inspector. What was I saying? What was I talking about?
What happened to your inspector? What happened between you two?
That's what happened. So he never talked to me again. But then
So the wind was blowing. The fucking your hoodie was fucking flowing around. You were eating what do you eat with your fucking cucumbers? You eat red pepper and fucking apparently grit now,
fuck,
right?
It's all gone. I can't remember what I was saying. Something about him getting now we're talking.
That'll teach you to stay on track with the fucking story to finish the goddamn thing. Because now everybody's on suspense.
Now it's like, holy fuck, I'll remember, goddammit.
What was the climax? You're like, well, I haven't been fucking in a while, so that's it. Sorry, ma'am.
I remember. He should be proud of me, though, because he's like, what you do this weekend? I'm like, I painted my garage. And he goes, oh, that's good.
Oh, good for you.
Good to know you're not a lazy fucker.
Stay fucking busy.
Yo, how about your boy woke up this morning and another Friday I don't have to work. I woke up and in the middle of, I have to take the truck out because the wife is leaving to go to work. I turn around to take my allergy pill.
Like what do you take, like a Benadryl?
No, Allegra.
Allegra?
Yeah. I turn around to take my Allegra. Your boy took his hypertension fucking pills.
Oh.
Which I take every night. So instead of doing it 24 hours.
Oh, so you were just bogged down all day.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. I was like, I texted the wife and I'm like, hey, I just took my blood pressure pills instead of allergies. Right. Am I gonna die?
Well, why would you die?
I don't know. Because my heart's used to like, hey, every 24 hours to give us a boost.
Before we're getting ready to
Or to give us a chiller.
Let's take this pill.
Or to give us a
chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And now it's like every 12 hours. This motherfucker's getting addicted.
I was expecting Allegra. Here we got hypertension now.
I'm like, this motherfucker's getting... I was so scared, dude. I was so fucking scared. I didn't know. I was so fucking scared.
Hey, look at my face. Do I look flushed? Okay?
I was so scared. No, there's nobody in the house because the wife went to work.
I was talking about when you were at work. You're asking your coworkers.
No, this is
They're
today.
like, shut the fuck up, pussy. Oh, yeah, you didn't work. That's right. You're pacing in the kitchen.
Dude, I kid you not. I'm watching TV and I'm all, is my arm going numb? Or is it just me? I'm all, like, taking deep breaths. I'm like, am I going to be okay? I think so. Am I good?
Shit, man.
I mean, dude, it started freaking out. And then I texted the wife. I'm like, no, you'll be fine. Just don't take him tonight. But, you'll be fine. I'm like, okay. I was so scared that I didn't get I didn't take the allergy pill right after. So this whole day, I'm like, I just want to scratch my fucking nose inside out.
Have you not been touching your face since this COVID shit?
Ah, fuck, dude. I've been touching everything, brother.
You don't care, do you?
Fuck, I don't care. Today, shout out.
Fuck Justin. We don't give a shit. We'll give him that.
Exactly. Shout out to our boy Dre. He came in and hooked us up with, the camera, and he's hooked us up before. And he came and taught me some tricks on how to do this and that. I come in, I have this, what is it called? The DS card or whatever, and I broke it.
That would be an SD card. SD
card, yeah. Well, see, that's why he came and held my hand. So he came and he was showing me. So I break the card, and then he goes, hey, let's go and get another one. I said, okay. So he drove. By the way,
where'd you guys go?
We went to the Target here in Salt Lake.
Did you get followed around by security? I can only imagine you two.
No, not only that. Dre, he's like, yeah, let's go. I jump in this guy's car. It's a fucking Impala.
Of course it's an Impala.
And then your boy asks him, is this the only car you got? And he goes, no, my wife's got the Malibu. I'm like, damn, dude. We go into Target, dude.
Was it a drop top?
No, this was 2000. No, this is not it's a newer one. Like a lot newer. And then he's got this button with his whole screen like lifts up, and then he's got some things there for self-defense.
Like what?
For self-defense.
Self-defense, like guns and knives and fucking.
He's got
tasers.
Okay. He's got nunchucks.
Yeah, nunchucks.
he's got
stars of size come up out of the side.
He's got stars.
He's all driving down the freeway. Ha!
I hate that DJ goes straight to his tires. But no, did we go into Target? Shout out to Target. We go into Target, and which is kind of like amazing to see, dude. Like people are really freaking out, they're like staying away from each other and shit. And then I start walking. I'm like, are we the only ones with no mask on? And I think it was because it's Salt Lake, like the heart of Salt Lake. Right. Like no one else, like nobody didn't have. Everybody had their mask on. And meanwhile, Dre and I just walk in like, check out these pussies. And then I'm like, wait, we the only ones with no mask on? But anyway, but yeah, he came in and helped me out, and that's why we're making. Well, I mean, it's not out yet. Hopefully, I got it. Hopefully, I listen.
Well, we'll figure it out, I guess. Might be a long weekend there, bud.
Dude, how about Sunday morning? I woke up and I turned the TV on, and I found myself watching about 6 episodes of Hoarders.
I can't watch that show.
I figure you couldn't.
Yeah, I can't watch that show. It gives me anxiety to watch people live in that house.
Yeah.
They're like stepping over.
Oh yeah, they have a little. Yeah, they have a.
They have just a trail. Yeah, I couldn't do it, dude.
They got this couple that had their fucking house. I mean, it's stupid to say, all night because it's. I mean, their house to have it tight because they're all so fucking tight. But they were bringing the lady that's going to help him out with the whole hoarding, and they get to a spot in the house, and he goes, "Well, from here on out, it's sideways." So everybody just turns around and starts walking. And but my favorite was there was a guy that started getting worse and worse, and he ended up in a wheelchair, and he ended up with a cane, and his habit got so bad that he started hoarding things. So finally, they said, well, since you have bad health, you have to give the paramedics space for them to come and help you in case something happens or whatever,
Right.
So they convinced the guy, and he goes, okay, yeah, whatever. So they bring his mom and his 2 sisters, right? First of all, he's micromanaging everything. Yeah, that can go. I can stay. I would like to keep that and stuff like that. Okay. So the sisters go, we're gonna go upstairs with the therapist or whatever. We're gonna go upstairs and start cleaning out your room. And he goes, okay. And then he turns around and says to the doctor, says, "Doctor, you want me to go with you?" They're like, "No, we'll do it. Just sit here and start, tell us what can go, what can stay."
Just twiddle your thumbs and let us know what we're gonna do here.
He goes, "All right." So they go to their room. They start going through their shit, throwing everything away. One of the sisters go, "What's this?" And pulls out a wig, right?
Okay.
No,
Is this a woman's wig?
yeah.
Oh yes.
No, but dude, you haven't
What color
even.
was
Dude,
it?
hold on, you haven't even fucking. Wait, it gets better. So he pulls that out, and he goes, and she goes, "Well, what about this?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know." I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh, I don't know where that came from.
No, well, no, because he's downstairs, so they're just talking.
Oh, okay,
They're just talking in between the
He's
sisters.
not in the room, right?
Through the sisters, they're like, "Hey, what happened?" So they keep going, and they start finding women's shoes, and they keep going and start finding women's underwear. And so then one of the sisters like, well, it's because he's trying to. But first of all, he had a pile of fucking porn magazines.
Good old porno magazines. God bless America.
So he start finding shit, dude. Oh my god, dude! I could not catch a better fucking episode. They start finding S&M shit. Like leather
nice.
mask with the fucking zipper.
Some gimp
whips.
shit, huh?
Dude, the sisters go as bad as they start pulling fucking major dildos out.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, what the fuck? And then they start, and so far, because obviously they shoot the guy downstairs too,
Right.
and he's just like,
You're just staring at the floor thinking, I know they're going to find it. I know they're going to find it. God, I hope they don't find that ball gag. Please don't find that.
So he's just like, well, obviously they shoot, they're going to go through it, sooner or later. So
It shows him just sitting in the chair, and then it goes back to them, and they're playing lightsabers with dildos and shit.
they start bringing the dildos in front of him. This one, no one can go. What about this one? That one stays.
Don't get rid of that one. That was spendy.
Dude, they
She's
start
all-
No, dude, but the worst thing about it is that the sister came back downstairs and she starts laying it on this guy.
Yelling at him?
Yeah, like,
what?
that's my thing. She's like, how fucking dare you to fucking do this to us? And the guy is just looking down like he didn't know what to say. And all I'm thinking is, well, why does that fucking matter?
Doesn't matter.
And so I think that their problem was, well, you could have told us before we went upstairs and not having a bunch of fucking cameras pointing at us and exposing our
You might want to check through that
and
before you just
exposing
start
our
jumping into the whole game.
and exposing our fucking lives to the fucking public to see how dirty you get. And so they bring all this out. So, do you know what this is? And the guy's like, no. And he goes, well, look. And then starts showing him all this shit. And then he's like, yeah, well, okay. But my thing was like they made this guy feel so bad, and I was like,
no
dude, that
wonder he's in a
fucking
wheelchair.
bitch. I'm like, what a dude. I fucking freaked out. I'm like, dude. I'm talking to the wife. I'm like, what a bitch of a sister. Because what does it fucking matter?
It doesn't matter.
And my point, and I'm bringing this up because what do I do with my magazines?
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say you're watching this. I'm like, boy, I really ought to get into that nightstand.
Dude, I do.
Just in case this hypertension pill I took really takes a turn for the worst. Then I got Justin in there thinking, well, what in the fuck is this? It's like a half a body with the legs.
Shout out
Sitting
to
in the shower.
little Dicky. I shove it in the closet. Dude, because I was thinking, I was looking at the TV. I'm like, that fucking bitch. And then I look at my closet. I'm like, what am I gonna do with that? I do have a few magazines. Is there?
So
I mean,
you got. We obviously you have the cock rings, right?
yeah.
They're in there. What else do you have?
Well, the wife's got her best friends.
Okay, but that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's normal for a woman to have something like that. But we're talking about what you would have that you would be embarrassed of.
Probably just the porn and the.
You have magazines?
Yeah, but
Who has magazines these days?
No, but.
Now,
Well, it's not like I bought it, but it's not like I bought them last week, though.
Okay, so they're collector's items, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I get
In
that.
fact, not to get into personal stuff here, but when we moved,
we always get
but
into
when
personal stuff.
but when we moved here, my mom went and said, "Hey," talking about my stepdad, he said, "He's not gonna need this anymore. Do you want him?" I'm like, but she does the funny thing because she was like, "You want him?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'll see.
Of course.
There's gotta be something good to read it." And then I kept the tradition of buying the sexy girls from the WWE's Playboy.
How many of them did that?
With China,
China,
Tori,
The Rock.
Stacy Keebler. I think Stacy did it. That chick that I was talking on Dre's podcast, Ashley Massaro, she did it. And I don't know who. Oh, Kelly,
but
I think.
You have all those though.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
a few. I don't have them
Okay.
all, but
You should bring those and let's put them on this desk.
put them underneath there. Boy, it is a coffee table. But I do have that, and I have I think I have a couple hustlers. Yeah, I have. What else do I have? Regardless, I mean, I do have. I probably have. I would say 10 magazines.
I don't have any magazines.
You don't have anything but your phone, though.
Is that all? I think that's all you need now.
That's what you need nowadays. Yeah, but I mean, it's and last time I saw those, last time I read those magazines.
Yeah. Dust and shit.
By the way, what's that fucking cliche of looking at a magazine and they're stuck together like, dude, you sick motherfucker. I'm like, who the fuck comes on the picture besides you?
Well, let me explain this to you, buddy. Because when you're young, the friction of anything in the imagination, you put that shit on the couch.
I remember I told you that. I did tell you that.
You're like slapping it and shit.
See, you find this bitch like this with the tongue eye. You're like, oh yeah.
I like when she touches my dick the most.
Well, I hope you like your last YouTube video. We're gonna
Shout out to Spotify.
That's so fucking. Oh, dude, I'm getting fucking sweaty over here. But maybe I'm want to turn that fan on faster, but I don't know if it's gonna. If it's gonna hear it, if you're gonna hear it on the audio.
Yeah.
Hey, painting. I was saying that I was painting my garage, and I was gonna ask you this: are flags tacky?
What kind of flags? Like American
The American
flags?
flag. Well, see, here's the thing. So, I bought a American flag a long time ago because holla at your boy. And then a few months back, about a couple years ago, I bought a Mexican flag.
I was going to ask you, do you have a Mexican
because
flag?
holla at your boy. And I painted the whole thing, and I said to the wife, "This is where my flags are gonna be." And the wife is more like, "Okay." And I said,
She's like, all right, Jedediah.
it's like, all right, where is your deer mount gonna go?
So, I have 2 American flags hanging in my garage.
Yeah.
So, if you're asking me if they're tacky, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though.
When I open my garage and you see the Barracuda and the American flag,
Everything
like,
American. And the Harleys. Everything American in that motherfucker.
That guy said, that guy's an American. We better not fuck with him.
That guy drinks beer for
That
breakfast.
guy drinks Coors Light for breakfast in his Fruit Loops, motherfucker.
Dude, I was just looking at it. I'm like,
Not surprised if his fridge is full of Mountain Dew.
here's the thing, though. So, because you guys are pretty special with your, which side is the flag on? Does that matter?
What do you mean? What side?
Because if I was going to put both flags in one wall,
right?
do I have to put the right one? Do I have to put the American flag on my right-hand side, but like as I'm looking at it, or if I turn around and look outside of my...
I've never thought about that.
See,
mine...
all you motherfuckers make fun of me because I think about shit
mine
too
sit
much.
the same way, so the stars are on
Yeah.
the left, and the other one's the same way. So
But what I'm
I
saying...
didn't know that mattered.
But what I'm saying... No. So you know how when the president comes down and is talking, the American flag is always to his right.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't even know about that.
Really?
No, I didn't even think about
How long
that.
have you been American?
Most of the time you see him, and there's like 30 of the fucking flags back
Yeah, but the
behind.
American flag is always to his right.
Oh, okay.
So that's why on the uniforms, the American flag is...
Well, I didn't have to take a test to get in.
Okay,
here.
but here's my thing though. So now what do I do? Do I have the American flag on my right as I'm looking into my garage?
Well, I highly doubt West Valley police are going to come in and say, "Hey, buddy,
Hey, you got
listen
that-
here. You got that backwards. We need to flip that around."
What do you mean, sir? What do you mean?
Here's the citation. Let's fucking.
No, sir, but what the fuck? I'm supposed to pay this shit. But like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if I open my garage, do I want to see the American flag on the right or put it on the left? So when I go in my garage and turn around, then the flag's on my right.
Well, that's why you have 2, and when you can have one on each side.
Well, that's not gonna happen, dude. I only have one.
I mean, you want to be here, right? If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right.
That was I said, Miss Cervera. I said, "Hey, should I put this? Is that a thing anymore?" I don't know if I want to give her.
Did she say the same thing?
No, but
what are
she's-
you talking
no,
about?
But you know what she said? She said, "Some of your friends will do."
Well,
I'm like, well, you're right. You're not the right person to ask. I said, so I don't know. I just,
she's more Mexican than you anyway, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm serious. She is so fucking Mexican. What else was I gonna say? I maybe work may be picking up for me. We're gonna do so. You went to my boss's house. You know where it is.
I did.
My boss when we went to watch the fights.
Oh yeah.
So-
Okay, so I thought you meant like the owner, like the boss.
No.
boss, but yeah, yeah.
So you went to my boss's house. There's a job that we just bid and got that is 45 minutes north from his house.
Oh, like Tremonton area,
Like Honey Hill or Honey some, is
Harrisville,
that what it is?
something like that.
I thought he said Honey some shit.
Huh.
But anyway, so
Dude, that's a long drive for you there, bud.
fuck, tell me about it. And not only
At least
that,
you got a work truck though.
yeah, that's good. Until he said, "Yeah, so and so can ride with you. Just meet you in your house." I'm like, "Fuck." I'm like, "I guess."
Hey, let me ask you this: how pissed off do you get when you take somebody? So and so's gonna ride with you.
Yeah.
They get in the truck and they fucking.
Oh, dude.
Is that not the worst thing? And here you are, you have to drive,
Yeah.
and you have to be awake, and this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to catch wind for this. I'm going to catch fire for this. I've never met or worked with a Polynesian that didn't fall asleep in the fucking truck next to me every time.
Yeah.
And I asked him, "Do you sleep at home?" I went to bed at like 1:00 in the morning last night.
Yeah, dude. Why is it drives me absolutely? We were just talking about this last week.
Right.
Nobody rides with me, and if you're gonna ride with me, motherfucker, don't fall asleep.
Yeah, stay awake.
And it depends who he was, because if it was somebody that was like
sexy with big titties.
if it was somebody that I didn't care for, I would
put
just
her
slap
leg
him.
up on the dash.
I would just
calm down the beaver.
I would just be like, boom, don't fucking fall asleep in my
I hate
truck.
that. I'll do the brake check. But I'll tell you, here's the trick. So you get going down the freeway and you wait till they're asleep, and then you jam on the brakes and go at the same time. Wakes them up every time.
And it's gonna wake him up for a few minutes too.
Oh yeah. I think they kind of figure out that you get pissed off about it, but that is a pet peeve that I cannot fucking stand.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep
Yeah.
while driving.
Yeah. Well, at least I think we're gonna make a little bit extra money. I mean, we should.
You get paid for drive time.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
My boss said I'm gonna get that for you guys. So.
Do you get any kind of like
Per diem?
per diem?
Yeah, we're gonna
Working way out.
I mean, he's gonna fight for it. So, and the thing is, like, well, is there a chance
You're gonna fight for your right for per diem. We were way off on that one.
Yeah,
but-
sorry, my bad. So we, I asked him, is there a way that we don't, because the company got the bid, so the job is the company's, right. And I asked him, is there a way that that our crew doesn't get it?
Right.
And he was like, well, I'm the farthest north, so I'm sure they'll give it to me. So who else is above me? Nobody else.
Dude, we did a job out by your boss's house, a little trench across the road.
Yeah.
We usually don't go that far, but about 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, I was out there out north on the quiet area.
God, I go, fuck, dude. I go to Brian's house and I say, oh yeah, somewhere up north, and he goes, oh, north.
You know what? I went riding with Hellbach. We were talking, and he's all, up north.
Oh, did it?
It's become a fad.
Yeah,
the
hell
next
yeah.
T-shirts that come out, the other side of the Beehive, up north.
Dude. That's so many fucking. But there was a thing that now that we have we have YouTube, like Drake calls it, the YouTube gang, and then we have this going. He asked me something that I was like, you know what, that's a good question. He was like, okay, so you're set up with your equipment you want,
right?
The equipment you guys been talking about forever. You guys are set up to do video. He was like, what's next? I said, that's a good question. What do you think is next? First, we're gonna move to Spotify, so we can do this naked and afraid.
No, I'll be honest with you. I think the next step is we need to start working on some sponsorship.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of friends that have their own businesses.
What the fuck?
No, well, it's I'm working.
Ball's rolling then. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've talked to one. I got one more to talk to.
Other than that, really, what is next?
I mean,
because we talk about it, we're gonna have guests.
Yeah.
The way we've laid this out, a different camera angle. We've got a guest that'll be on, and I think we want to do that just because it kind of brings a different flavor to the podcast. Not saying that me and you back and forth, this isn't great, but it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
We can interview people.
And speaking of that, I talked to the kids from the 3 a.m. podcast, and they're down to come down. So
nice.
They're basically waiting on us. I told them, give us a minute till we get used to this.
Right.
And then we'll have. I said just give us a couple weeks, and then we'll set it up. Yeah, I've been talking to a couple of guys that also want to come down, and I told you before we started recording. But here's how I see it. Just think about this. Let's just say we have the equipment. We have the equipment for what we're doing right now. What's next? For upgrading what we have, let's just say, okay, this is not a need. This is just what we could do. Better mics. Let's just say.
Oh yeah.
A better camera or our own camera. Or what do you think about this? Having the third person helping us out.
I think if excuse me. Inevitably.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
I think at some time we're gonna need a producer.
Yeah. I really don't have a problem doing the post production, they call it. Yeah, it's for the big boys. You and I are big boys now. I don't really have a problem doing this. It's just somebody that, just like we were talking about, we can be seeing stuff on the computer, like maybe have a TV like the big boys do. You know, we see what he sees on TV. We can ask him to do some research for us. That way we're more of a on the nose kind of podcast instead of just fucking seeing like, oh, somebody will fucking.
Instead of us just sitting here lying about everything, we actually have somebody that can correct us on the spot. Sorry, everybody, correct me if I'm wrong. Is gone.
But I think it's I don't know. It's kind of have to be the right person. I think, you know what I mean? Because it's not gonna be on camera. But it's also kind of like a third person. You can, you know what I mean? You can like, hey, what you do this weekend?
Right.
Yeah, what you do this weekend or whatever. Right. And then we can get on like Chin, who sings. That motherfucker.
That Asian's got a good voice, doesn't he?
That motherfucker sings.
Anybody that doesn't know, the fighter and the kid. He's also on The King and the Sting.
Yeah.
He's basically their producer. And it's kind of they flip back and forth when they have The King and the Sting. But that Asian can sing.
Yeah.
When I saw Brendan Schaub for the first time in Salt Lake, he came with him.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's a giant Asian. Like,
he's
6'4" probably.
Oh, he's big too, huh?
Huge. Big old Asian.
Those guys are coming back, dude.
Asians?
No, they've been here.
Yeah, obviously. Fuck. Well, I about just said something that bite me in the ass right there. I'm gonna say that.
Oops. That's always my fucking.
God damn it.
We were almost there, huh?
Why do we?
That fucker goes off at 9 o'clock, which is when I take my pills.
Why?
But the pills that I'm not taking. The pills that I'm not taking today, because I'm served. I'm taking my truck tomorrow to get that. Did you get your latest recall?
I get a recall every other week from
the
Dodge dealership.
Something about the
tailgate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
I'm getting tomorrow. I'm getting that tomorrow. And then I asked him, because you know how my key fob's not working right?
Right.
I said, so what the fuck? And he goes, oh, it's $170 for us to look at it. And if you need to spend some money, but this is where they fix it. If you need to spend some money, that $170 goes towards it.
Oh, okay. But you still have to spend $170 just to have it even looked at. Well,
that's the price of our luxury, dude.
That's the price of freedom. That is the price of having your flag on the right-hand side.
Hey, speaking of freedom, by the time this podcast comes out, it's going to be Memorial Day. So shout out to all the
veterans.
The veterans that has passed. They fought for our freedom, the freedom of me. I put in flags wherever the hell I want.
Yep.
On the right or on the left, doesn't matter. It all depends which way I'm going in or out.
Do you ever watch any good war movies? Like, what's your favorite war movie?
There was a war movie where,
like, there's Saving Private Ryan, or
I've seen that one a long time ago. I can barely remember, but there was one that my buddy Nestor, back when he was single and shit, we went to rent some. Back when you would go and rent movies,
Blockbuster.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, let's watch a movie. And then he was like, dude, I like war movies. And he rented this movie.
He rents Glory. It's like 6 fucking videotapes. You know, we're gonna sit down and watch this, and it's the most depressing shit in the world, and it's 8 hours long.
Jesus,
right?
he rented this one with Jude Law, and he was a sniper.
Wasn't that the?
I can't remember.
Wasn't that what's the fucking Brokeback Mountain movie?
No.
Yeah, he's in that, right? That was a war movie?
No, it wasn't.
Boy, that was a... Oh, he wasn't? Oh, okay.
That was Heath Ledger and fucking... what was the other one? The one with the sister. Just whatever. Can't remember. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Glad you know that. Anyway, so this sniper, right?
Yeah, so Jude Law's a sniper in war.
See, if we had a producer that could pull this shit up for us.
That's what I'm saying. Shout out
Let
to
us
everybody
know.
that wants to go and work with us. But that was a good movie though, because they show him how he trained when he was a kid. Like his dad used to teach him, and I think he wanted to shoot a deer. I don't know if I'm getting confused with the Chris Kyle one, but he wanted to shoot either a deer or a bear that was coming to attack him. And he was a little kid, and then he wanted to shoot, and his dad is telling him, like, hold your breath and don't move and just bleed slowly and shit. But then he tried to shoot this, I want to say it was a bear. But I know that Chris Kyle, I think, just got something like that, too.
Like a fucking big,
American
hairy,
sniper.
fucking thick guy.
Just a fucking Viking-looking motherfucker. But he was going to shoot it, and he missed, and it was right when he was about to attack him, so the dad killed him. And he goes, you got a lot to learn, or some shit like that. And then... they went and fucked their mom together. But anyway, something
what? That sounds like a great war movie.
Speaking of fucking,
let's finger bang our mother together.
Speaking of fucking your mom, Mark Norman's coming to town.
When? So I hear Wise Guys is open.
Yeah, Wise Guys. Shout out to Wise Guys. By the way, how cool would it be to have Keith here? I get so excited when I hear Rogan, Callan, Schaub talk about Keith and Wise Guys, because Keith's a badass. Not when I met Keith, but when I started
hearing... you know this Keith guy.
Well, when I started hearing about it, he was doing stand-up. Now he's in charge of all the I think he's in charge of all the fucking...
There's like 3 of them here,
There's one in Ogden.
One in South Jordan and one downtown.
What, down here, yeah.
Right?
Like 2 blocks away from here.
That'd be great. Hey, Keith, get a hold of us.
That'd be so fucking bad. I want to say, I think Brian knows him, because I started going to the comedy club with Brian.
You know what? Brian knows everybody.
Brian knows a lot of fucking
everybody.
People, a lot of fucking people.
I'll pick up friends on Facebook. Mm-hmm. They all are friends with Brian.
That's what happens to me. Sometimes I'm scrolling through Facebook. I'm like, oh, that's a hot chick. With one friend in common. I'm like, oh, who?
Brian.
Brian. Yeah. I'm like, or no, it says two friends in common. I'm like, who's that? Brian Molina and DJ Bible Brian. Yeah. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's he's fucking legit. But he
we'll have to do Mark Norman. We'll have to go to that. That's good shit. That Tuesday Stories podcast is one of my favorite podcasts out there.
It sucks to do it once.
So ranked. But he's like, we're gonna go get together and fuck my stepdad.
Yeah,
it's an acquired taste. Right?
I like how he leaves. All right, we'll see you guys later. See you guys next week, and we'll be gay, we'll be queefers, and I'll fuck my dad and praise Allah. And I'm like, God damn, dude.
He's all fuck the Jews and everything, but he's Jewish, so it's okay to say.
Dude, that guy is so fucking. But it's awesome because it's just the way. Like, they throw jokes where the conversation's dying off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they will say something, well, fuck your mom.
You know what?
Or whatever.
If I had the guts to say that stuff, we could have that kind of podcast. But they say stuff that is so out there.
Plus they have a lot of Tuesdays. They have a lot of gays that follow their How cool is that, though?
That's great.
They have like a huge gay following.
Yeah.
We want that.
I think it'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, if you're gay, you want to come on this podcast?
Remember my buddy works at that fucking bar
in
the corner?
Hell? What the hell? We've talked about
Well, he's not
this.
gay, but I'm sure he knows the owner.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if the owner's gay, but I'm saying someone there's got to be gay. It's a gay bar, for fuck's sakes.
Hey, it was just a good business decision. It wasn't had nothing to do with sexuality. We're here to make money, not suck dicks.
Unless there's money in it. Ah.
Oh fuck.
Anyway, you want to get out of here? Or?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Remember how we're talking about getting the timer, and then it's like,
oh yeah, it's right here. It's right here. This state of the art equipment that we have.
Yeah, so we just grew a little bit.
Well, you.
We have a.
Thank God for the relief checks that everybody got, right?
Oh, dude, speaking of that, I see this guy on I don't know if you have him. Company One. He got himself a I think it's like a fifth wheel or camper or whatever.
Okay.
And so he's like, "Oh, look what I just bought in this, and I can't wait to go camping or whatever." And I'm looking at the time, and I'm looking at the date. And I put hashtag bonuses are in.
Oh yeah.
And then it just gave me a like. And then Nate Bambro, he was like painting his garage.
Oh,
and then one day to the other, he put epoxy on his floor. And then he posted a photo after. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's finally done, and now I can bring." I'm like, hashtag bonuses are in.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh," he gave me a like. Like nobody says fuck yeah, you know what I mean? They're like,
right,
like give me a thumbs up. I go to Zach, shout out to Zach, he wants to come to the show. He's getting a massive tattoo on his back. I see him on Snapchat. I go, hashtag bonuses are in. He's all, ha ha ha. But anyway.
I'll tell you what, I miss those days.
Yeah.
Fuck
I never had it, so.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Dude, Cody told me why he got one of the years. And I'm like, God damn, dude.
We'll have to talk off the air.
You know, because now we're on the air.
Yeah, I could tell you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Company One and bonus checks, right?
Anyway, let's get out of here, huh?
All right.
I wonder. You know how funny it would be. I was telling this to Dre. I wonder if today we should finish the podcast like how sitcoms do it, or like news anchors. They were just like, "We'll see you tomorrow night," and then they're like,
"Oh yeah." Dude, how fucking fake are news anchors? That's got to be the worst job.
I really wonder if those guys. I really wonder if those guys wear full-on pants. Because the guy that's doing the weather, he's fucked.
Oh yeah,
he has to.
You know what I like?
But he can also be wearing thongs.
He's all looking this way. He's like, we have showers coming in from over here.
Have you seen the bloopers of the news?
Oh, they're the best.
When this bitch is doing the fucking news and she decided to wear green, she goes, "Oh, oops, well, I guess I can't wear this today."
The best are the Mexican ones. The big old titties hanging out. And she's all, does the same thing. She's all, "Oh, yes, over here." Those are the best.
Did I ever show you that fucking girl that became famous here? And she was the weather girl in Mexico.
The El Chapo chick?
No, she was. Oh, dude, I gotta fucking show her to you. But she is. You know who? His name Mark Lewis. Tom Lewis. It's like a
Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah. Now that we're talking about the news, he's a big entrepreneur and even.
Be back in time. Do. Be back in time. Huey Lewis.
I know. I'm waiting for you to finish.
Sorry.
But even the Diesel Brothers have done his podcast and stuff.
Huey fucking Lewis's podcast?
No.
Those guys have been on Huey Lewis's podcast? Dude, imagine having Huey Lewis.
It's something Lewis. I can't remember his name. But now he's dating this chick. Remember that girl that I don't know if I showed you photos, but I told you she was this delicious fucking girl, a weather girl. And she was dating this guy who was way into he was a gamer, and the girl being a dime, he broke up with her because he wanted to focus on his gaming.
On his gaming, that's right.
And this girl,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right.
she could give me a hot Carl, and I'll be totally okay with it.
Do you really think that you could let
No.
a chick on your shit on your chest? And how do you go about that conversation? You're all, yeah, I was just thinking about steaming things up. She's all, oh, like you.
Yeah.
Hey, I was thinking about
Yeah.
kind of ramping things up. What do you think about this?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can put my foot in your mouth.
Yeah, no, I was kind of thinking something a little bit extra here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You want me to bring my sister?
No. I think we just keep it between me and you, but we could start simple.
Hey, Justin, just tell me what you want, babe. I'll do it. Just tell me what you want.
So I was thinking I could just lay under this coffee table right here and.
Okay. Oh, you want me to ride you like Seabiscuit?
No, I was just kind of thinking you could take a shit on my chest. But we'll start on the coffee table, and then we'll move into it.
I could be underneath it just to start, not make it weird.
Toilet paper's kind of fucking rare right now. So. What do you clean that up with? Do you take a towel? No, do you take a shower towel and wipe that shit up?
No, that's too much, dude.
Or do you take toilet paper and wipe it up like when you pick up dog shit off the carpet?
All I can think of is saran. What is it? Saran paper?
Saran wrap?
Saran wrap. Whatever you're gonna do it.
No, because I think if you're into that, you're gonna go beyond the saran wrap.
Oh, I got it.
You're just going straight.
I got it. One of those kiddie pools on the fucking Walmart.
Oh yeah. Lay in the kiddie pool. She takes a shit on
But
your
it's
chest.
still though.
But
what are you gonna do when you get up? Chunks are gonna fall off of you though.
Depends on what she ate. If she had like Beto's or something like that. You could probably stand up and it sticks. You know what I mean? But if it's like you had a lot of fiber and it was just kind of fucking rolls off like a cat turd. That's probably the best way to go about it, all right?
Remember that episode that I sent you from Asa Akira? And the girl knew knew what she was gonna eat when she was gonna take a dump or when she was gonna do anal.
Oh,
which
God.
all right. Which girls, that's a good thing to know. Anyway, let's get out of here. I got porn to watch at home.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say to the sexy colony, brother?
No, dude, share this.
Yeah.
This is the second wave of the other side of the Beehive.
That's right. Kids are growing up, dude. The kids are growing up.
Please share the audio and please share the video.
Leave us comments and reviews, guys. I mean, if you have an idea of what we can do or what part of the podcast you guys like more, you know what I mean? That we can just incorporate that a little more. We do want to do our thing. Right. It's gonna be whatever you and I want to do. But if you guys want to see like what we just did, like we just played off of each other and play each other off. Anyway, don't forget to follow the pages, The Other Side of the Beehive Pod on Instagram, The Other Side of the Beehive Podcast on Facebook.
Also, if you haven't gone to YouTube or iTunes and give us a rate, dude, it helps us out so much. Yeah,
that just brings the level of the popularity of the podcast a little higher. So that helps a lot. That helps a lot. And now you can see us from YouTube. Other than that, now you're going to be able to see how embarrassing we are and how
sexy we are.
Yeah. So that just means we're going to have to start buying clothing and stuff.
To feel the chemistry.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody would ever beat off to us.
I'll tell you what, though, you can't wear that fucking hoodie you wear all the time. It'll be like, again?
What hoodie?
The T5K.
Yeah, the one that you tell me every time and I never wear it except for when you want to film something. That's a problem. I wear it when you want to film something. I'm like, oh, we got this again.
I was actually going to bring that shirt, and I'm like, I'm sure he's going to wear it.
Probably let's let each other know. Hey, I'm going to wear this shirt.
Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you. We'll see you on the other side of the Beehive.
Gonna go back in time.